Mirelle here, and welcome to Layout 2 using the Country Fair range of papers, the collection by Mintay. And this is an absolutely stunning range. If you haven't seen it, not familiar with it, go back and have a look at video 1. I flipped through all the pages, show you all the page of cut aparts, and yeah, it's just a really beautiful feminine range. So today I wanted to do a layout using this paper. Now, a lot of people will see this paper and go, I don't know how to use it. I don't want to cover up all those beautiful embellishments. You can do several things with these pages. This can be what we call a story page, in that you actually don't need a heading. You can just put journaling and a title on this and call it done. And it's telling the story. Now, the telling the story idea of using a page without photos is not my idea. I have seen other people talk about it and do it. And this is an ideal page in that it has all the embellishments already on there. It's visually pleasing. It just needs the journaling and a heading. And you can do lots of things on a page without photos. You can journal an event, a memory of a person. You might have something to do with a wagon wheel that is important in your life. So for me, I could have used this page for a story of my mum and the wagon wheel. It was actually wasn't a wagon wheel, it was a ship's wheel that was on our lounge room wall growing up. And I remember I was with mum when she bought it, and she had always wanted something like that. Dad was an ex-sailor in the Navy for lots of time, and she'd always wanted something on the lounge room wall to represent that. She always had this idea of having a ship's steering wheel on the lounge room wall. Could never find one that was reasonably priced. Well, when I was in primary school sometime, we were holidaying down the south coast of New South Wales, down at Windang, which is south of Wollongong, and there was not an antique shop, but a shop like that on the main road, and we used to walk past it whenever we went to the fish and chip shop. Mum happened to go in there one day, I was with her, and she saw this beautiful ship's wheel there for sale. And of course, you know, Dad was working, so he was home in Sydney. He'd come down on the weekends, and I remember her telling him about this ship's wheel. The shop was closed on the weekend, so we wandered up there, couldn't see it through the windows of the shop, but Mum said how much it was, and Dad went, yeah, okay, you can go buy it. So I remember going up and with my brother and Mum to this shop and buying this wheel. And Dad took it home that weekend, and then they proudly hung it in the lounge room wall, on the lounge room wall. So I could, even though this is not a ship's wheel, this still could be a representation of that whole story of it's a spoked wheel, and I could tell the story of that wheel and how much she loved it. And they moved from Sydney to Brisbane in 2001, and I don't remember if the wheel went in them. I don't remember seeing it in the house in Brisbane, so she may have donated it at the time. But it was such a major part of my growing up that wheel was a constant on the lounge room wall. So even if they redecorated or moved things around, that wheel was always on the wall. So I could use this piece of paper for that story, and I don't necessarily need a photo. It is just the story. The other way you can use these papers, obviously, is with photos, and that's what I want to do today. Now, I don't want to cover up these beautiful flowers. So what I've done is I've got a X-Acto knife. I think that's what you call them, these type of knives that I don't like using because I think I'm going to cut myself with them all the time. But I've used one of these with a protective mat, and I have cut around the flowers so that I can slot some photos in. Now, I haven't cut down all the way around these. It's just enough to slot a photo in, and I haven't gone really fine detail. So if I lift it up, hoping you can see. So here you've got this branch coming out here. I haven't gone around that in fine detail. I haven't gone up there. I've just done a broad. You'll probably see that better if I put a bit of a photo in there. You can see how I have cut around it. Now, it's also not perfect. I have trouble using those knives, and I can't get a real smooth line easily. So that is a little bit pointed for what I'd like, but I don't think anyone's going to notice it. They're going to go, how clever is it that you've cut around those flowers and tucked something in there? So I've done that there, and I haven't gone all the way around here. I just needed enough to tuck the photo in. And again, down the bottom here as well, I have just done this leading edge, just enough to tuck a photo in down there, okay? And that is how I'm going to use this piece of paper. So I've already pre-designed this. I had to place the photos and therefore know where to cut. So I'm going to just put this page together, and I'll come back at the end and go through a few of the details and a bit more about this page. So I'm going to fast forward this now and just put this page together, and I will come back and have a little chat at the end. I hope you enjoy. So really easy to use these pages. All you have to do is cut around one of the elements, and if you're not comfortable using an X-Acto knife, then you can just like make a hole with a piercing tool and get your scissors in there and then cut around with your scissors. But yeah, so, and the other way, of course, when I said earlier, was you can use them as a story-based page. So no photos, just a title and journaling to tell a story. So this obviously is at the Royal Easter Show. My daughter's having an amazing time eating the fairy floss. Got it all over her face, and I don't know why she's holding two down here. She's probably pinched her brothers. Absolutely enjoying every minute of it, and I wanted to tell that story. Now you may go, well, those photos don't really go with that paper because I don't see any bright pink in that paper, but I've made it work because it has the tonings. There's pink tonings in these flowers. The background is a tonal pink, and I've just added the pink that goes with her shirt to bring it all together, and I think it works. It doesn't matter that that paper doesn't have that bright pink in it. Don't restrict yourself like that. Alright, so you can make it work with any colour that you want, and that's just one way that you can use these full picture pages. And I've put 3 photos on it. So my journaling is going to go down here. So that's why I've put this white die cut piece here to lead in, as a lead in to my journaling, which is going to go down here. So I hope this has given you an idea on how to use these pages. People look at them and are a bit scared by them. Don't be scared by them. They're quite easy to use. And yeah, I hope you're inspired by this. If you are, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notify bell so you know when my next video is coming out. Thank you so much, and have a great day. See you next time. Bye bye.